Did you see, this is totally off topic, but did you see Gabe N was delivering Steam Decks
I
in
did see
person?
that.
So random.
I love it. I
Apparently it was
absolutely
his
love it.
idea. It's great. I'm still in hashtag no email gang, unfortunately. So I have no idea when I'm going to be getting mine, but it'll happen. It's fine.
I would offer to lend you
I
one, but
knew,
I'm using it every day.
how's that going?
You know what? I haven't actually used a desktop computer since I switched to it because I've been like, it's kind of a hassle. I gotta I gotta plug in my USB hub and stuff. So I just haven't touched my computer. But I've been playing lots of games. I've put like 12 hours into Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay, so you've been using the Steam Deck a lot, just
Yeah.
not as a desktop.
Yeah, I haven't actually like used desktop mode on it yet, but no, I've been using it lots.
How's Zero Dawn running? Because when it first came to PC, it was really problematic, even on Windows.
It's been okay. So I definitely have some stuff already to talk about in my 30-day Steam Deck video. For one thing, Horizon Zero Dawn ran probably the first like 6-7 hours completely problem free. And then I started to get these like really awful stutters as I was getting deeper and deeper into the game. And I don't know what that has to do with because it's not really getting more graphically intensive.
I would lean on it being Horizon Zero Dawn's problem more than I would lean on it being the Steam Deck's problem.
Well, that's the thing is I don't care. At the end of the day, if you're going to be a console, it doesn't matter. I bought your hardware.
There's certain standards.
I bought the game that you said is verified for your hardware.
It's a verified game?
It's a verified title.
Ooh, okay.
So as a consumer, right? So you're talking to me, Linus, the enthusiast who understands, well, Proton's hard. But as a consumer, I don't care. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't even think it's a I big fan of Zero Dawn. I love the Horizon series. When I first got it, when it came to PC, I got into a situation where I had a repeating game crashing bug. I could not play the game.
Oh,
if I
like
went up to the next
total
task,
zero progression bug?
Yeah. Like right away.
Okay. Floatplane Chat says that it's Gouda on PC
it's
now.
Better? Okay, cool. That's good. It's been quite a while. And they did dedicate to fixing it, and there was a lot of patches coming out. I just haven't retouched it since. I trust Floatplane Chat. I'm sure it's fine.
To be clear, we're talking Horizon Zero Dawn, Ducky, not the latest one.
Yeah, not Forbidden.
Yeah. So anyway, Zero Dawn, and then it gets worse. So I started to have issues where the right joystick, if I put the deck to sleep and wake it without completely relaunching the game, the right joystick will work in the menu, but won't work to rotate the camera in game.
Is this just Zero Dawn or?
Yeah, just Zero Dawn so far, but that's what I've spent most of my time playing.
Okay.
And these are things that I'm noticing more as I'm not benchmarking games, as I am playing them, like actually putting tens of hours into a game.
Yeah.
After I started getting those stuttering issues, I ran into a complete full system hang. I had the screen just go black and it was gone. Fortunately, I had just saved. And then I've also had some really bad stutters where for like 10, 15 seconds, it's running at like 1 FPS.
Ugh.
And that was happening for like a bit. And then I did a reboot and it was fine. There's also some kind of hassles on like a Nintendo console. When you update, it updates the console. And when you update the game, it updates the game. On the Steam Deck, because so much of the software magic that's going on is Proton, when you update the console, like half your freaking games update every time, as far as I can tell. And I think that's why, but I haven't validated that with Valve. I'm just trying to experience it as a consumer would. And I just feel like every time I turn on the damn thing, half my games are running updates.
Right.
And because I threw a 1 terabyte micro SD in it, I have like a freaking ton of games on it just because I wanted to like have a big game library on my trip. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to play. I'm gonna pick up something. I ended up picking up Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm sure we could talk about Horizon Zero Dawn a fair bit because honestly, I don't think it's very good. But
That's fine.
Okay, I shouldn't say it's not very good. I should say it's flawed.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the first 10 hours. And what I'm running into now, particularly running at like 25 to 30 FPS on a controller on a little screen, is that some of the big dinosaur machine things have extremely small weak points.
Oh. Yeah.
And are
I can
a
see that being a
real
problem.
chore to fight. And because it has a very light touch to its RPG character progression elements, where basically you just invest skill points into sort of being better, into skills, like being better at stuff. You don't just get like jacked and start just one arrowing everything. Just like getting around is kind of a pain in the butt. Like the enemies respawn so quickly, and some of them are so tedious and so resource intensive to fight.
I don't remember that being.
You can run away from them pretty easily.
Maybe I just did that,
which
It's been
is
long
a
time.
plus. But the other thing that really bothers me, and this is something I'm sure we could do a full podcast episode on, is that unlike Zelda Breath of the Wild, with its, in my opinion, excellent weapon breaking mechanic,
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn has almost no dopamine hit for me when I'm looting.
Yeah. Oh no, that's for sure.
There's like
Oh, yeah.
no reason to
Oh, yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
I get like crappy like upgrades for my weapons and my armor, of which you can only put like at max, it seems like 3 things on it. And I'm only, 20% progression through the game, and I've already got ones with 3 slots. There doesn't appear to be any meaningful difference in defensive benefit other than, elemental defenses and stuff like that from different gear.
I don't remember. Is Horizon one of those games where it includes like collectibles and stuff in its game progress percentage?
I don't know.
Because there's a lot of games where you like beat it at like 40%.
Either way, I'm like not that far in.
Okay,
I'm
right.
pretty sure I'm not that far in because I've done a bunch of side stuff as well. So so it's just not that and the crafting materials are just really arbitrary.
Yeah.
Like you just need you need one of these to do a thing. Go hunt raccoons and
I notably did not like the looting and progression systems. I specifically remember that.
extremely extreme. So the Cyberpope says Breath of the Wild had 0 meaningful difference in gear. Also, that is true, but the difference is that Zelda Breath of the Wild had the weapon breaking mechanic.
Yeah.
And the weapons got significantly more powerful. So you were able to fight more powerful foes. And there was this inventory management element that as an RPG player who actually enjoys painstakingly managing my equipment and inventory, like I love Final Fantasy Tactics, for example. I enjoy that. Whereas with Horizon Zero Dawn, I was 10 hours in still using my starting bow. That's boring. I want a new bow that is better. And like, yeah, I got the like accurate, like long range bow or whatever that takes 1,000 years to reload. But like, give me a rapid shot bow or like one that makes my knockback way less, or it's like something. Give me something interesting. And so it was really, it was really boring.
Someone in chat said that you beat the story at something like 40%. So you're probably like half or slightly over halfway through.
Like I said, I've also done a bunch of side stuff. So I don't know. I'm not. And then I reached this point where you have to clear 3 enemy encampments. That is just clear gameplay padding.
Just too much.
Yeah, you clear 1 enemy encampment. And then there's like this stealth segment that's like a pain in the butt. And then there's this like bird, this like giant freaking bird that you're given no briefing whatsoever. It has this gigantic area of effect attack. And I'm just sitting here going, I finally shoot the thing down and I get some like weapon enhancement coil that's not even better than what I already have. I'm like, that's one of my big criticisms of the earlier Zelda games is there's like nothing to get. You get all these rupees and there's nothing to buy. You don't care. But that's why Breath of the Wild was so interesting to me, because the in-game economy had a meaning. There was a purpose to it. You actually wanted to sell stuff. You wanted to like turn your raw materials into things that you could sell for more so that you could get that like better armor that you needed and get the like that weapon that you're going to need to take down that thing so you could steal its weapon so that you could farm those things. And
a looting system that Breath of the Wild reminded me of that I've been kind of chasing forever, and Breath of the Wild is the first thing that's given me kind of a taste of it, is actually original EverQuest. Because in original EverQuest, way back in the day when I was like 10, if you were running around in your like 4 pixels of awesome, if you saw a skeleton or whatever enemy and he had like a sword and a belt,
that was what he had.
you would get a sword and a belt.
Right.
It was so cool. because you'd be running by and you see a bunch of normal skeletons and you'd see one with a sword and you'd be like, oh dang, he's actually stronger than the other ones. Can I beat him? If I can beat him, then I get those things. And like, I don't know, it was very cool. It was very satisfying. Do you want to know something interesting? I say I'm a fan of the Horizon game. I haven't played Forbidden West or whatever it's called. I've only played the previous one, and I also haven't beat it.
Oh, so wait, which
I
one
really
did you play?
enjoyed the amount of the game that I played.
Which one did you play?
Just that one.
Which one?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, Zero Dawn. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I just never beat it.
Oh.
I really enjoyed the amount that I played, and then I had to give the PlayStation back to work. I just never...
Oh, I see.
I was like, I'll play it later, and then I never really played it later. Then it came out on PC, and then it was just crashing, and I was like, I'll play it later. I still haven't played
So I probably played it more than you.
At 20% in, probably.
Yeah, okay.
Because I played the first, like, I got out of the first area, and then I did, like, a little bit after that, but it wasn't, like, a ton. I found the beginning very fun, but I have probably not gotten to the parts that you've got.
I had a lot of fun in the beginning too, but one of the things that is bothering me is that in the very, very beginning, you fall into this cave and there's these like voice recordings that are like, holy crap, I'm in this dystopian future.
Super cool.
And like, was this like a weird cult or something? I am now 12 hours in and I haven't revisited that.
Oh, okay. I assumed the storyline went back there.
Well, I'm sure it does
Oh, okay.
at some point,
Yeah, just not
but
yet.
like,
Assassin's Creed does that a lot too. Assassin's Creed will be like, you're in like the current year timeline, and
Yeah.
you do like a few things, and then you go into some ancient timeline. You never really come back until like the very, very end of the game for one very short mission that doesn't make a lot of sense, and then it's just over. It's like, what? The more recent games have kind of given up on that a little bit more, but
apparently Forbidden West fixes a lot of those things. Oh yeah, that's another one. I've seen so many complaints that the melee combat in Zero Dawn is terrible. And here's a terrible thing about it. Apparently you never change your weapon. You just start with a spear and then you can just put like boosters on it and that's it. You can use any weapon you want as long as it's the spear you started with. Like, okay.
I found the progression to be a little not great. I remember that. I really liked the world building and the environments and the story that was presented to me at the time.
It's beautiful.
Oh yeah,
absolutely gorgeous at 720p this big, but it's beautiful.
Yeah,
and that's the thing is in Breath of the Wild. Okay. Horizon Zero Dawn, you get like these, maybe a 30% boost to your damage or whatever with one of these things. But if you don't hit the enemy in exactly the right spot, 30% boost on 3 damage is 4 damage. Like, it's not helpful if you're hitting them in the armor. Whereas in Breath of the Wild, once you get late game weapons, you can just walk. If a bokoblin, or however you pronounce that, babakob, I don't even know. It doesn't matter. The point is, if they walk up to you, just like donk them, and it does barely even any endurance damage to your weapon, and you can dispatch them and move along. Like, you can move. I don't like just not being able to move around freely through areas that I have already cleared. And I get that the hunting element is a big part of the game, like becoming a skilled hunter or whatever. But I don't want to have to be a skilled hunter to just...
There's ways they could get around that, because they could like I don't know. We're getting into like game development stuff, but there could be like a natural fear because you're a predator, right? So like the lower level robot animal things could start to fear you and just run away naturally, so you can travel more.
Yeah, they do that in whatchamacallit, that's really, really bland RPG that I just played on Switch. Bravely Default 2. Yeah, they
so like once you've defeated a certain amount or whatever, they just start fleeing.
And then what's great is you can like sheepdog, like kind of herd them into a corner. This was one of my favorite things to do. Was I would like take an area where they're all kind of wandering around on the overworld, and then I would like get them all into this like one corner, and then I would throw back one of the like attractor things, and then you chain fights in that game if they're all within range of you.
Okay.
So you would do, I think my record was like 8 or 9 or something. Like, was it, did I break 10? I can't remember. So I did so many fights in a row, and there's this multiplier. I think it maxes out at 3x. Don't quote me on this, but it's a game that is designed to be broken.
Right.
So that was the part that the story was utterly just just disposable. It was bland, completely bland. Characters had like kind of a little bit of personality, but overall just not that well done. It's one of those games where it's like what you think throughout the game is like completely like, oh, blah, big plot twist and blah, whatever. But what I enjoyed was the tinkering, like that kind of playing around and like maxing out my jobs on my characters and stuff like that. And I forget where I was going with this, but basically they could have a mechanic like that, but it doesn't need to be there or be good. I don't know.